The web is fast becoming more and more of a visual medium. So today we take a peek inside the world of Cool Iris, a unique new way of looking at your images via a 3D wall. The Cool Iris 3D wall is an infinite and interactive wall, providing a lightning-fast and visually stunning way to view your photos and videos across the web or your desktop. Simply click the download button to install the plugin. Then you go to any site that supports Cool Iris, like Facebook, MySpace and Google. And then view all the images on the 3D wall in a dedicated full-screen environment by just clicking on the icon. You can use the slide bar at the bottom of the screen to zoom along the wall and click on an image to zoom into it. Access your own photo library too by clicking on the Computer tab at the top of the page. Take your browser into the wonderful world of 3D with cooliris.com. I'm Tony Eades and I'll be back again soon with another WebWatch. Good morning, I'm Tony Eades and welcome to TV AM. It's 6 AM Wednesday, June 15th, 2011.
Good morning, Tony. I'm Elle Halliwell, and what a packed show we have for you today.
Now, Elle, is it true? I can scarcely believe my eyes. The Crow here in the TV AM studio.
Believe it or not, yes, Russell Crowe joins us after 7 to discuss his new movie. And rumour has it he'll need a shave and a bit of a haircut for his new role.
Wow, I hope we recognise him.
Who knows?
Anyway, talking of movies, Elle, the new and I believe the final Harry Potter blockbuster is out.
Yes, it is, Tony, and I'll be there on the red carpet for the premiere of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 to have a chat with a few famous faces.
Sounds good. Well, while you're mixing with the celebs, I'll be in the kitchen to meet author and nutritionist Tara Diversi, whose new book shows us all how, when it comes to dieting, near enough is actually good
News
enough.
overnight, it's come to light that Anthony Weiner, the US congressman, who has denied sending lewd texts to a number of women, has actually come clean and admitted, yes, I have.
Well, with a name like Weiner, what would you expect, hey?
That's right.
Well, they're all doing it though, aren't they?
They are.
I mean, former Governor Arnie Schwarzenegger's affair with the housekeeper, mistress, and now mother to his love child, Mildred Boehner. We understand, though, it could have just been a one-night stand until he said to her, I'll be back.
But what about 74-year-old Italian PM Silvio Berlusconi? He's on trial right now for having sex with a 17-year-old prostitute.
And can you believe he's still attending those X-rated bunga parties while he's still on trial? Unbelievable. What if our Polly started behaving badly like that? Imagine Kevin Rudd, for example, caught on camera leaving some seedy King's Cross nightclub.
Well, he did that a few years ago in New York, but moving on. I think chair-sniffing WA politician Tony Buswell is as bad as it gets in Australia, don't you think?
Well, I think so. Well, you know what, Al, looking at the limited sex appeal of some of our politicians, I think it's probably the way we'd like it to stay.
I agree.
It's 5 after the hour. Today's news and weather soon on TV AM, but right now I'm off to the kitchen and hopefully going to shed a few kilos, I think.
Good on you. I'm out, about to head out to the red carpet to meet a few famous faces from the latest Harry Potter film.
Since the launch of Apple's iPhone or the iPod, the applications market has expanded greatly to over 100,000 applications and also 2 billion downloads. So let's find out what all the fuss is about with some cool new apps from Apple. First up is Plan, Pack and Go. Prepare a checklist for your trip. Click off items as you complete the task. And then if you want to see what you've already checked off, simply shake the phone. Next up, Harry Potter spells. Learn, practice or duel with another iPhone or iPod user. You can cast a spell and then send it to your opponent to earn points for your house team. Finally, real racing. Put yourself in the driving seat and use your iPhone or your iPod as the steering wheel as you race around the track. Check out more exciting applications for fun, business and inspiration at apple.com and follow the link through to Apps for iPhone. I'm Tony Eades and I'll be back with another WebWatch soon. Welcome back to TV AM. Good morning, Tara.
Morning, Tony.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank
Is it
you for having
cuppa
me.
to get you started this morning?
Thank you.
Now, we've all, I'm sure, had a go at dieting, but most of us would love to shed a few unwanted kilos. So many diets promise the world but fall short of results. So why is yours any better?
So in my time, I've seen about 6,000 people, and the funny thing is that I used to go used to do the same things that other diets, would profess. You'd make people try and do a lot of exercise, eating very small amounts of food. But the thing that I found is that people that went kind of just to 70% were the ones that actually lost more weight in the long term.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing, isn't it? So tell us why your new book, which you've brought along today, this is brand new, out on the shelves today, The Good Enough Diet, co-written with Dr. Adam Fraser, is so different from the hundreds already out there. In fact, in the book, you say there's over 30,000 diets on the market?
30,000 diets, and it's one of the most popular things that's looked at on the internet. The thing that's different about our book is it's not a diet as such, and I know a lot of people say that it's a lifestyle change. Ours isn't even really a lifestyle change. What we do with our strategies is that there's strategies that fit into your lifestyle rather than changing what you're doing, so that we know that you can keep doing them. And that's the number one thing that allows people to lose weight. If you're doing something and you have to change everything, we can only change a very small amount at a time, and then what happens is you just fall off. People decide, I'm just going to give up, and they put all the weight back on.
Yeah, and I'm sure we've all been through that. We live in a society that demands just so much from us. The constant drive to be healthy, like regular exercise, watching what you eat and so on and so forth. It can often become too much for some people. So what you're saying is actually it's okay not to be perfect.
It's not just okay to be perfect, but you actually get better results if you're not perfect. So even though it's called the Good Enough Diet, the results are great. You get much better results from just focusing on being good enough rather than focusing on being perfect.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, I know there's a few case studies that you've got in the book. Can you maybe share with us now?
So what we've done, like I said, we've seen a lot of clients, and we've got a lot of stories in there. So people usually say, well, I have to do this and I have to go on the diet. But what we found is that some people would just change one or two things. Like we had a school principal who just ate more vegetables, simple. We had another lady who was a sales rep, Lara, and what she did is just change the type of drink she ordered when she went for her sales calls. Small things make huge results.
Amazing stuff. Well, I think many people watching this morning have just breathed an almighty sigh of relief as they tuck into their bacon and egg sarnie.
Thanks for having me on, Tony.
No worries. The Good Enough Diet is out now. Thanks, Tara, for being on TV AM this morning. Coming up on TV AM, our daily insight into the next generation with Gen Y. But first, we cross to Elle and a few famous graduates from the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. If you travel a lot, especially on planes, then today's website is just for you. Started back in October 2001 by frequent flyer Matthew Daimler, SeatGuru.com has attracted over 10 million visitors and expanded to include more than 550 airline seat maps from more than 80 different airlines. Now owned by the people at the travel site TripAdvisor, SeatGuru basically shares information on the differences between airline seats. Select the seat map for your aircraft and then use the key to avoid seats which have a limited recline, reduced legroom or misaligned windows, and instead choose one in relation to its location, perhaps to the galley, the lavatory or the exit. Simply choose your airline from the alphabetical list. Click on the aircraft for your flight and then hover your mouse over a seat to read its review. A nice comfortable seat on a long-haul flight can really make a difference to your travel experience. So take the guesswork out of finding the best seat on the plane with a little help from SeatGuru.com. I'm Tony Eades and I'll be back soon with another WebWatch.